Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a phenomenal new Star Wars Battlefront video. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 4 heroes and villains that I would like to see come to Star Wars Battlefront in DLC. Now by 4 I mean 2 heroes, 2 villains, because that's most likely what they mean in their little DLC graphic is 2 heroes, 2 villains. Probably 1 per pack, 1 hero and villain per pack. I was hoping it would be 8 total, and that means 4 heroes and 4 villains, and then you get 1 of each per pack, which I actually think sounds more likely that we're going to get 4 of each, because then if you do 4 or 2 and 2, then over the course of those 4 DLC packs, it's going to make uneven amounts of heroes and villains. So you'd have 4 heroes, 3 villains, or 3 heroes, 3 villains, 4 heroes. Whatever I meant to say there, but you have 4 of one, 3 of the other after the first DLC drop, and then you have 5 and 4 after the third DLC drop. So I think we could potentially see 4 of each, but for right now I'm going to work under the assumption that we're getting 2 of each. So, as I've said many times before, I do not believe that we will get any Clone Wars era content, nor do I really want any Clone Wars era content in this game, so I'm going to disregard all Clone Wars heroes and villains at the moment of this video for the purpose of this video. That being said, I'm not only going to restrict it to the GCW though, so keep that in mind. So for heroes, the only other logical hero I can think of them adding into the game would be, of course, my boy Chewbacca, because Chewbacca is awesome. He's one of the most iconic Star Wars characters. He's probably one of the best selling Star Wars characters in terms of merchandise, and if they made like a whole Chewbacca themed DLC drop, which I think they very well could, they could be Kashyyyk maps, you get Chewbacca, and then you get some sort of I was going to say bowcaster, but the bowcaster's already in the game, but something where they get like a Chewbacca Kashyyyk themed DLC drop. I think that's kind of likely, and I think that Chewbacca is obviously going to be one of the heroes that we see. With that being said, the second hero, I'm not really sure who it could be, because there's calls for old Obi-Wan and Yoda. However, in the Galactic Civil War, in the sequel trilogies, we don't really see them. The original trilogies, not the sequel trilogies. The original trilogies, we only see Obi-Wan in one lightsaber battle, and that's like a really old man, 2 men with sticks poking at each other lightsaber battle, and we only see Yoda as the decrepit old Jedi. So these guys weren't really warriors in the films, plus we don't know what force powers they would be using in a battle. Presumably it would be saber throw and push, which is the standard thing in Star Wars Battlefront games, but I'm not going to make any assumptions. So those would be the 2 that everyone turns to, but they're just not... Sure, they're iconic characters, but they weren't big enough in the fighting scheme that I think they're going to get put in. I don't think they're going to get put in. What I do think is going to happen is we're going to get one of Finn or Rey. And while I really hope we do get Finn or Rey, I would probably turn towards Rey a little bit more, because Rey is the Force-sensitive one of the 2. In the movie, it doesn't really seem as though Finn is Force-sensitive. I'm going to put a spoilers thing in this video because I'm talking about this, but it doesn't seem as though Finn is Force sensitive, so maybe if they do include Finn as a character, he has a blaster instead of a lightsaber, and Rey would have the lightsaber then, and Force powers, and then I'm just going to do a clean sweep. I'm going to do 4 heroes that I would like to see. So you got the 3 extra ones. That brings us to a total of 6 heroes in the game. You have Han, Princess Leia, Luke, Chewie, Finn, and Rey, so that brings us with 6 playable heroes, and then I don't think we're going to see an odd number, so I don't think we're going to see 7, so I think we might see another hero vehicle. And what hero vehicle would I like to see? Obviously, the hero vehicle I would like to see at this point is Poe Dameron's X-Wing, because in the new movies, in the new movie at least, The Force Awakens, that is the most iconic vehicle we get besides the Millennium Falcon, is Poe Dameron's black and orange X-Wing. And be able to see that in the battlefield would be pretty damn awesome, and that would be a perfect 4th hero in my opinion for DLC drops. Now we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to talk about villains. So the top 2 villains that I would like to see, and it may expand to top 4 villains, I'm not sure. I don't really think it will, because there's only 2 that I really have in mind. So if we look at the Galactic Civil War trilogy, there's not really any more standout villains that we can include in the game. Sure, there's cult classics, like you got Dengar, you got Bossk, you got Aurra Sing, but those characters aren't really big enough to be billed as a DLC headliner. No, I don't think we're going to be getting any of the bounty hunters, plus there's no other real villains in the Galactic Civil War in the canon Galactic Civil War, I should say, via the movies, that we could really see return as a villain in Star Wars Battlefront. So what do I think is likely? Honestly, I think the most likely scenario is that the two villains that we're going to receive are Kylo Ren and Captain Phasma. And I would absolutely love to see Kylo Ren and Captain Phasma, but again, I don't know if they're going to break canon that much to bring these new sequel characters into the original trilogy type era. But those are the ones that I would like to see in terms of villains. I don't know what other villains we could really put in. I'm going to throw Bosk in there as a third one just because he seems to be like the biggest cult favorite of the bounty hunters besides Boba Fett. Because, I mean, come on. Boba Fett is like the biggest fucking character with the least fucking lines. So, yeah. And then if I was to throw in another vehicle, I don't really know because there wasn't really an iconic vehicle to me for the dark side in the new movies. And plus we've already got Slave 1. Maybe we get Darth Vader's TIE Interceptor or TIE Fighter, whatever it is. I think it's not a TIE Interceptor. I don't remember what it was again. I'm really blanking, but those are the ones that I would like to see return in Star Wars Battlefront. I would like to see us get DLC versions of Finn, Rey, Chewbacca, Poe Dameron's X-Wing, Captain Phasma, Kylo Ren, maybe Bosk, and then some sort of starfighter that we get. And so that's what I really think we're going to see in terms of hero DLC. If I were to cut it down to two, though, the two most likely, I would probably say we get Chewbacca and Rey on the light side, and we get Captain Phasma and Kylo Ren on the dark side. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, as always, I encourage you to leave a like rating. Please, 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 please comment down below, letting me know what you guys think we're going to be seeing as heroes and villains in the DLC. And if you think that Force Awakens characters are likely, or what I would really like to be, or what I'm really interested in knowing, is what other Galactic Civil War heroes and villains, specifically villains, do you think that we could potentially see in Star Wars Battlefront? So I want to thank you guys for watching one last time, and I will see you guys in a future video.